Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. You might hear the Kansas City Southern eastbound train starting about 5 minutes after I wanted to, but maybe that's for the best because it was really blowing that. They were blowing that horn. Okay, and then sometimes they'll come by and they're ringing that bell. It's an actual bell, like they're pulling a rope and it's ringing, ding, 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 ding. I don't know why they do the horn and the bell. Some railroadologists might know why. It's interesting to hear that train bell. Today, or tonight still, Evan Williams, Sour Mash, 5-year age Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Yeah, it's getting low and I'm not buying another bottle. Versus Jethro T Boots, aged at least 4 years, Kentucky straight bourbon, sour mash. Okay, let's see. Now the Jethro T Boots, you might say, I never heard of that brand. And I've done a number of videos with it and the view count is not good, but I'm not surprised because people never heard of it. And you know how that works. If people haven't heard of it, they don't watch it. And I can't blame them because look at me. I don't watch videos for beers or liquors I've never had or wines I've never had. I can't relate to it. And sometimes people will ask me, why you didn't watch my video? I said, well, I mean, I've never had that beer. Whether you say it's good or bad, I have no experience with it. I like to drink it and then watch the review and see how it matches up with what I've drank. That's just my approach, okay? It's not anything against the person doing the review. Jethro Titus Boots was an actual man, and he lived from 1841 to 1921. He's lived to be 80 years old. What relationship does he have to this bourbon? Well, much like Evan Williams, none, frankly. It's true. Evan Williams was a distiller in 1783. His name is used on this bourbon, which was introduced in 1955 by Heaven Hill. All right. If you have a CVS card, you can get this Jethro T Boots for $8.99 a bottle. Evan Williams, you can get that at most stores around between $10.99 and $12.99 a bottle, okay? You know, in America, everything is something 99 because they try to make it sound lower than the price. Instead of saying $13, they say $12.99. And that 1 penny difference makes an impression in people's minds. Oh, it's only $4.99. I'd never pay $5 for it. It's interesting how that works. Okay, Jethro T Boots and Evan Williams. Our experience with the Jethro T Boots was positive. We didn't think it was remarkable or anything, but enjoyable to taste. Wasn't super flavorful, with nothing bad offer, unusual about it. It's made by the Sazerac company. Which has distilleries in Canada, Kentucky, and apparently around the world, other parts of the world. And I noticed one of the Sazerac brands that started, yikes, that's really started making a presence lately is the Tuaca brandy liqueur. They don't even have it on their website, but it started coming in Tuaca. And I was talking to a store manager yesterday. I said, what's up with this Tuaca? He said, yeah, it's uses Italian brandy and it's been selling like crazy. It's been selling cases of it. So with obviously no promotion, just stick it on the shelf and people start buying it. And Tuaca is two guys' names, like the two brothers, or were they brothers or friends? I can't remember. They started this thing decades ago. Anyway, off of that, let's go back to this. They're both gold, amber, gold, amber. I'm going to try to save. I don't know if I don't know if I have written a review for Evan Williams on Proof 66. I'm going to check on that. We did the Paul Masson. Someone last night called it Paul Mason, but it's Masson. We did the Paul Masson VSOP brandy last night, the Grand Amber VSOP, and everybody liked it. Everybody that was able to taste it liked it. Some people were just watching, drinking beer. So they said hard liquor doesn't agree with them. I can understand that. And then one guy was able to get the E&J XO brandy, which is a higher grade. Well, he liked it, but it's really not comparable to the VSOP. It's sort of like comparing premium gasoline to Plus, the 93 to 89. It doesn't really match up. Anyway, which one of these am I going to like better? I have my hypothesis is that if I try these two bourbons, straight bourbons, in a blind taste test, then I will prefer the Evan Williams, because it will have a little bolder, more woody note, imparting more character. And that's the hypothesis. I better. I think I put more in the Evan Williams, but now I can't even remember, so I guess it's blind. But I don't want to look and see. One of them has a little bit more in there. I mean, Jethro T Boots, we liked it, but you got to get a CVS card to get that good price. Then they send you emails all the time. All you got to do is delete them. It's no big deal. But you can get early times for the same price without a card. Just go to Winn-Dixie or Walmart. Get early times for $8.99. It's even cheaper by the ounce if you get the big 1.75 milliliter. And early times is a bourbon, except for one qualification. They age it in used barrels, which makes it just a whiskey. If they use first-time barrels, it would be a bourbon. That's the American law. Now, in other countries, that's not a rule, so they sell it overseas as a bourbon early times. But according to our standards, in the United States is the original bourbon country, then it's not. Okay. But, okay. Let's get off all that. Well, this one's woody, and it has that standard bourbon aroma. You know what that is. If you've had whiskey, bourbon has that oak, the vanilla, the charred wood, sort of caramel, the candy-like. Now, the brandy is even more candy-like, which may or may not appeal to you. If you like sweet candy-like things, you will like it. Like Jeff Brister, the Brister, he was saying, oh, it's really candy, candy-like. And some other people, John Anile was remarking about that too. And in fact, I think John Anile brought that up. And I agreed. Now, the French brandy is different. I like both, but it's might throw you. Okay, so I already think this is Evan Williams just based on the aroma. Now, the thing I find funny is that people will say, I love bourbon, but I hate Scotch. And I say, why do you hate Scotch? And my experience with Scotch is very minimal. Well, they say, I don't like that peaty, that burnt, that smoky aroma and taste. I say, well, you never noticed that bourbon is kind of like that because of that charred wood? Yeah. I already think I know. This one's more sweet than smoky. I think it's the Boots. But I have to say, too big of a sip. There's a lot of wood in this taste here. Now, you might say, isn't it better to drink this with like ice or water? Probably so. But why do I do these taste tests neat? Oh, well, because I want the pure product, you see. And I'm only doing little tastes. Now you say, what about other times during the day when you're drinking it? Do you mix it? Well, I don't. That's the thing. There are no other times during the day. I do the little taste challenges when that's it. And then on a day when I'm not doing a taste challenge, I might just drink a couple of ounces of one of the other liquor brands that I'm trying to get rid of. You know what I mean? I'm trying to drink them down and get them out because they've been maybe eliminated from the challenge or something like that. So I believe Old Crow lost and got knocked out. It's out of the running. Which, like, what are the bourbons are going to win a prize? You know what I mean? Like when I'm going to give them a medal. So I might keep the Old Crow in there just as a taste to taste it against that Barton, very old Barton 4-year. And maybe against the Kentucky Tavern. Those are the last two bourbons I have not opened. Kentucky Tavern and very old Barton. That's it. And it'll be years before I get any more. I can't see that I would get any more because I got so much other stuff I have to contend with. All the Scotch, all the blended whiskey, and all the Canadian blended whiskey, American and Canadian. So you just look in the cabinet. If I could show it to you, I would lie, but you would say, oh, yeah, it could be a long time before you get anything new. Yeah, it has to be. John and Ely says, good morning, Ron. Good morning, John and Ely. I'm glad you joined us last night. I'm glad you had that idea for the Paul Masson. Okay, so I'm not too sure now. This contest got me a little confused. Let me take another sip. No longer confused. This one here is too waxy. And I noticed that Evan Williams has that strange beeswax, that waxiness. I don't know where that's coming from. And a menthol, mint, and a lot smokier char. Now this one here, the Jethro T Boots, is smoky, or I should say charred, like the charred wood, charcoal more than smoke, okay, and wood, but it's not as profound or pronounced. Therefore, and I don't think it's as good, but we're talking about just a razor thin differential. So you say, well, what would you buy if one was $8.99 and the other one was $12.99? I'm going to save the $4 and I'm going to get the Jethro T Boots. I'm telling you now. But that's simply theory because I'm never going to buy them again anyway. Unless somebody wanted a gift, you know, give them a gift or something. I don't know anybody who would say, oh, I wish I could get Evan Williams for a Christmas gift or a birthday gift. I'm sure those people exist. And most people I know never heard of Jethro T Boots, so that wouldn't even matter. So in a practical sense, there's never going to be a repurchase. So I'm going to call it, I'm going to say Evan Williams. I got it. I got it. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. So, hey, you know what? It's becoming a little more apparent of what the Evan Williams is in the flavor. And the green label was a more challenging thing because, and John and Eli said he preferred it since it was a little milder and less wood and less char, which he wasn't loving. Yeah, even the Evan Williams. Yeah, the Evan Williams does have a distinct woody character. Yeah, it does. That might be why some people don't like it. Like I heard people say, oh, that stuff's junk. I hate it. Junk? Okay. Now, if you hate it, that's fine. You know, drink what you want. Like and hate what you want. That's not an issue. But I don't understand the junk part. I don't see any junk. It's not junk to me. All right. Jethro T Boots. Okay, so that's it. Wasn't much of a contest. Like from the first sniff, I was saying Evan Williams, right? Boom, Evan Williams, boom. So I think I'm getting more and more used to this brand. And so my theory, or I should say my hypothesis, my presumption, is that in the next 4 challenges, against Jim Beam Choice, Jack Daniels, and Jack Daniels Green Label, it's going to be easily detected, like almost on the first whiff, that this is Evan Williams versus the other ones. Which one will I prefer? I think I'll prefer Evan Williams because I think I like the smoky charcoal wood more than the Jim Beam moss cellar mold. Although I don't mind that. Although that Jim Beam Choice does have a lot of things going for it, being that it's charcoal filter, aged 5 years. So that could maybe give it a run. Jack Daniels, it's bold and all, but I don't know if it's necessarily bold in the right ways. I did notice that Jack Daniels Rye came in yesterday. I looked, I said, Jack Daniels Rye with a green label, green and black label. I said, I've never seen this before. It's a rye whiskey, Jack Daniels Rye whiskey. I said, whoa. But, you know, not going to buy it. The Jack Daniels Green Label, no, it's pretty, it's similar to this Jethro T Boots. It's so smooth and mellow that it borders on blah, dull, you know, dull. I don't mean Canadian Mist dull. We all remarked that was like the blandest one so far. It's kind of like when we did beer, we all thought Shiner Bock was the most bland one we did. But somebody told me they changed the recipe and made it better. I don't know if that's the case, but I'd be willing to try it, you know. All right, so anyway, that's it. Evan Williams beats Jethro T Boots. And, you know, it beat it by a pretty good amount, but it wasn't, like I said, necessarily something that would make a $4 a bottle difference for me. It might depend, you know, but it would be something to think about. So anyway, Evan Williams wins, and it was easily detectable. Final, that's it. That's the final comment on it. And so maybe in 2 days, maybe, we'll see, we could do the Evan Williams versus the Jim Beam. All right, thanks for watching this video production. Y'all take care. Have a good Thursday.